What's going on, y'all? Good morning, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
It's Saturday morning, so you know what time it is. It's time for the fun-filled follies of 950 Lounge. I guess with the weather, Rodeo with his old bones couldn't make it, just got love issues, and Triple OG, well, he got problems.
Triple OG.
So we 950 Lounge every Saturday morning. As again, thanks for tuning in, broadcasting live from the legendary Demetri Studios, North Bronx. Yep. Broadcast over the DSN network. The WRN Radio Network, World Wide Radio Network, 1620 AM Urban Classics. You can also catch us on the DSN app and the WRN radio app. So we're all over the place.
I know.
We pulled this gentleman down. I don't know his name, but he's away from the church.
At number one. At number one.
And the lovely Sapphire.
I'm back and I'm sick, but I'm back.
And joining us today, you know, we've been invaded by the personalities and the superstars of BCW. I'm so excited about today. And we got the voice of BCW, Mr. Pete Rosado. Pete, what's going on, man?
Nothing much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I should say thank you for having us. You know,
Awesome.
We're looking forward to our next big show on October 28th.
Yeah.
Dangerous Intentions.
Yeah.
You know, and some of our superstars, as you said, are here today, as well as our owners. So it's a great day to be here.
Yeah.
And trust me, when we come on this set today, it's going to get dangerous.
Well, the owner's here, so if you start breaking stuff, he's going to just give him the check right there.
Yeah, that's it.
So I'm fine with that. But I mean, thanks for joining us, Pete.
Yeah.
I mean, again, wrestling is huge. It's a big entertainment value. We'll have Mike Beresford, the CEO, a little later. But talk about just your experience. You got a great wrestling voice. You got that. You know, remind me of some other brands. I won't mention their name, but talk about how you got into wrestling and got into wrestling broadcasting in particular.
Well, I've always been a wrestling fan ever since I was a kid. I mean, I think that kind of is the lifeblood of everybody that gets into the business, whether it be as a wrestler or as an owner, as a promoter, as a commentator. You wanted to be in this business in some capacity ever since you were young. And for me, obviously, growing up watching the big boys, watching the big boys, watching the Monday Night Wars and things like that, those things really kind of fuel you. So when I graduated from college, I went to college at Syracuse University,
right.
And I actually went to be a sports broadcast journalist. I wanted to do sports radio. It's something I did 4 years of sports radio while I was at college. And when I came back, it was like, I found that I didn't want to do sports radio full time, and it wasn't something that I could really, get into at the time. So I started getting into independent wrestling. I mean, I've been an independent wrestling fan before. There are a lot of guys who are on the big shows right now, who I saw in the New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania area when they were just starting out. Nice. And so I got a very good opportunity 4 years ago from a good friend of mine, actually. His name is AJ Pan. He actually brought me into my first wrestling
I know
job.
who AJ Pan is.
Yeah, he brought me into my first wrestling job for a company called FWE, which is no longer run, Family Wrestling Entertainment. And I started as a pre-show interviewer. So my first job actually in this business was to interview Ted DiBiase Jr. in his first ever independent wrestling appearance.
Who they call Ted DiBiase already? I don't know. Not me, right? Not me.
You
better be careful. You might come through this door and get
See,
you.
when Ted used to shove hundreds of people's face, I shove pennies in your mouth. Throw a penny in your throat.
Who doesn't love Ted?
Yes, that was my first job in the business, and it really kind of grew from there. Did a couple more of those things, and then I got into doing ringside photography for a couple of companies. And then it grew to me finally getting a shot at doing commentary, which was what I've always wanted to do. And I was connected to Mike through actually one of the wrestlers in our company who had seen me at another company. And he said, listen, I think you'd be a great asset. And he brought me aboard. And I met Mike, and the first show, actually, I was going to just get a tryout, actually. He said, listen, we'll do a tryout, and you go out there and do commentary, and our other commentator couldn't show that night. They weren't feeling well. Other commentator didn't show up, and so I actually had to call the entire show.
So you became the, Wally Pip, and...
and he got it.
And for the wrestling terms, I kind of Joey Styles did. Did it by myself. And at the end of the night, I was worn out. I did not have a voice anymore, and Mike pulled me aside, and he said, you know what, you're going to be my regular commentator and the voice of BCW, and it's kind of grown from there. And I couldn't be more proud to be a part of this company. This company has opened doors for me. There's other companies that bring me in to do commentary and ring announcing, and it's a blessing to be able to work with the talent that I work with, to work for the companies that I work for, and to work around the people that I work with. So it's great to be living that dream.
So we're going to have you on a little later with us. We wanted to have you start the show because you got the wrestling voice, Mean Gene. But you sit down. Let's ask you, Pete, and the rest of the staff, what's your thoughts on this presidential race? So we know we've been talking about this thing for the
I'm
longest.
so tired.
Well, hey, listen.
I know. I can't wait till this thing is over.
We're not,
see
unless you're a Canadian, you got to
who
deal
the
with
winner
it.
is. Like,
So obviously, we've been talking about Trump and Clinton throughout the last year periodically. What's your thoughts on this? I know, obviously this is something that some people just don't want to talk about because it's brought up fights and gunfights and shootings.
You might spot he's in right now.
Well, I've never been one to shy away from controversy. I'll tell you that. If there's one thing that people know about me, I don't shy away from controversy. I've gotten in trouble for some of the things that I've said before. But I'll put on the wrestling. This deserves the commentary voice.
There you go.
Oh, here we go.
When I think of the presidential election, the upcoming election, let me tell you exactly what I think about it. It's an insult to our intelligence. That's what it is. There's no viable candidate. I can't support Trump, and I can't support Hillary Clinton either. But at the end of the day, I have to support one of them. I have to support the lesser of two evils. So, yes, I'll tell you right now, in November, I'd be voting for Hillary Clinton, but I'll tell you this much. I am very, very disappointed with both the Democratic and Republican Party. I am a member of the Democratic Party. I'm disappointed with them both because let me tell you something. You had 8 years, and this is the best you can give us.
I agree with Pete.
Hey,
and I approve this message.
He almost makes me want to go into my wrestling voice too. I like that.
Go ahead.
Listen,
That's cool.
I'm always in the search for new commentary partners, so I have no problem with any commentary voice.
You saved the public.
Stop. I just have a respect for wrestling. I grew up watching wrestling. I may have been the only child and being a girl, but
what that got to do with wrestling? Because you're only child.
Because you get sheltered from a lot of things being the only child. They want to protect you.
I was that way
You don't know
myself,
that because you have a brother.
I was the only child.
in his mind.
But no, when you're the only child and you're a girl, sometimes families tend to shelter their girls away from certain things. And I've always been into sports, and wrestling has always been my thing. Growing up, as a kid, and it's fun. Now I don't think I watch it as much, only because you just see a lot of things, and it's just like, all right.
Well, when we speak to Mike Beveridge for it, I've already kind of like put you into it, so you don't know. You're gonna get pile drived in a couple months.
Let me say the television product that's out there is great. They do a great job with that television product and all the companies that are out there on national television.
Right.
But the lifeblood of professional wrestling is the independents.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys and these ladies, they start toiling their craft. I mean, traveling, hitting the road, and going from city to city, working their behinds off to get to those big time shows, to get down to Florida, to get to these big name places and platforms. And BCW, our mission, and one of the things that me and Mike spoke about endlessly and tirelessly, is finding a way to promote the best talent from the best places that we can find. Doesn't matter what school you come from, where you've been wrestling, who you are, as long as you are a great talent and you can put forth a great product in that ring that our fans are going to enjoy, that's what matters. And listen, in New York and New Jersey alone, there are an endless amount. I mean, last night there was a show and it featured the students of the House of Glory School in Queens. These kids are amazing. That's a great wrestling school. We have wrestlers on our show that are students of Creative Pro Wrestling Academy in Long Island, who are students of NYWC Wrestling Academy out in Long Island, who have worked for, wrestling schools in Connecticut, PWA. We've worked with some of their students. We've worked with students that came from the legendary, and the founder of that school recently passed away, the legendary Doghouse here in New York City. So there are countless numbers of schools, and I'm missing some just for an aspect of time, so no disrespect to anyone who I didn't mention, but there are countless schools and promotions that have talent that come into BCW and work on our shows. That's the lifeblood. So even if you don't watch the television product, support indie wrestling because those are the men and women that you're going to see on the television product in a couple of years.
We're clearly
Pete,
independent.
so we're going to take a quick break. But Pete, what you're saying, and we'll definitely look to be involved. We're going to take a quick break. I think we found Rodeo.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, he's
so
here now.
we got We're gonna bring up the guy who's put all his pieces together. We're gonna bring Pete back later. Pete's not going anywhere. The voice of BCW, I love it. But we're gonna take Mike Burrisford and the lovely Faye Elise is in the building. So we're gonna take a quick break and
ladies in the house.
get
Can't
you
wait
another
for that.
job. And we're gonna keep it going. Non-free lounge
What
live
can
on
I
Saturday
say?
morning. Come on back.